Are we live?
Yep.
We're live.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's hangout. The date is the 11th of August 2017, and we're very honoured and pleased to have special guest Santos Bonacci. On the panel we have today Chris from Canada, Dee from the UK, we have Ceres from Holland, Patricia UK, Richard UK, Judith Israel, and Santos Bonacci, Australia.
We're really covering some ground today, aren't we? Yeah.
Land. Santos!
Hi, guys.
Oh. How's Australia
Thanks for having me
today?
It's beautiful at the moment. We're having a lot of cloudless skies on the Sunshine Coast where I am, but I believe they, well, to me, I'm very suspect of these cloudless skies we've had for about 3 weeks straight. I've never seen anything like it in Australia in all my life. Never, ever. We do get cloudless skies, but you might get 2 in a row, but there's always clouds. The only time we had some rain in the middle of that, which was nice, and we had 2 chemtrail packed skies in between those 3 weeks of cloudless skies. So 3 unusual things inside of one very, very unusual pattern of cloudless skies. I'm looking out right now and there's not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah.
And believe me, that is very strange.
Because we have levels.
Mm.
People who live
Yeah.
in England.
Oh, there's always clouds on the Sunshine Coast every single day. As I've been here 2.5 years. It's pretty much like the Victorian Melbourne weather, where you know you can get 4 seasons in one day. So maybe I've had unusual 2.5 years up here, but I pay attention to the skies and the clouds every day, and this is really weird.
Right. Oh, what time is it of the year for you at the moment then? Because obviously we're summer.
Yeah, well, we just come out of winter. We're coming out of winter. Then when next month in September 21st, the equinox, not far now, we'll be pretty much in our spring. Okay, so we have spring Libras. You have spring Aries, opposite, obviously, and that is the autumn. I mean, for you guys, of course. So yeah, it'll be spring soon, but there are budding flowers everywhere already.
Really had a summer, Santos.
We had a beautiful warm winter.
We've had a cold summer.
Yeah.
We had a couple of weeks which were really nice, but it was really strange because the weather 20 odd degrees and it felt like about 40 degrees. It was so hot. But that's not what the temperatures were telling you. You know, they were saying it was like low 20s. But it wasn't. It felt like 30s or 40s. It was really hot. And since then, it's been quite cold. And even Chris, Ceres, me, Dee, we've had jumpers on. I mean, like, we're looking like we're in winter.
Yeah, it's been really cold here in Canada. You know, on average, we've had like a few warm days, but it's been chilly nights, and you know, some nights you can see your breath. I mean, we're in the middle of August here, not even yet, right? We had a downpour again today. It just a flash downpour brought down probably an inch of rain in 30 minutes. The water was just sheeting off the roof. It was going so fast, it was missing the gutters and just going straight out about 3-4 feet off the roof here. So it was interesting so far today. And the chemtrails, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, especially
Oh, yeah, and the chemtrails. Get the chemtrails. Anyway, I've been talking to Santos for quite a long time about coming on a hangout because he wanted to understand Chris and Sirius's model a bit more. But also, Santos, the topic has been that eclipse, hasn't it? And you've also put an article about eclipse. So I wondered if you would talk a bit about what you were saying on your post.
Yeah, that'll be my pleasure. Before I do that, I'd just like to share my screen and show you what else I posted yesterday on Facebook and some of the comments from the shills. So I want to name the shills, and I want to well, I want to go after them. You know, I want to expose them, and I want to ridicule them as much as they think they are trying to ridicule us. So I want to start with that, if you don't mind, and then do the eclipse.
Yes, well, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. All right, so share screen. So you'll be seeing my screen, and I'll take you to my Facebook page. And we can have some fun. So here's my post yesterday. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So I posted, "Get your hand off your cocks, pretty boy shill." This is Brian Cox, of course, Mr. Smiley, you know, hiding the deceit type, you know, very, very creepy guy, creepy. You can tell this guy's doing all kinds of favors for the elite so that he can, well, be, you know, the world's pseudoscience pretty boy, you know, El McPherson of science, you know. And he pretty much goes around like a supermodel, you know, thinking he's, you know, God's gift to women. So my comment is, I think you will find, if you read books, cockboy, that all the ancients knew the earth is flat. And here are a few examples. Now I'll just expand that so you can see what I'm doing. I want people to see this, what I deal with every day. We're living on what I call planet dumb, playnet dumb, and the people have been dumbed down. Here's some links here. There's hundreds of them. I could go forever. Every single ancient culture, every single one of them had a stationary flat Earth cosmology. I put stationary before the shape of the Earth because I believe that the motion is more important. Remember, the Copernicus revolution is based on revolutions, i.e. motion, which does not exist. Okay, even he admitted this. He said it is not something to be taken as absolute truth. It's only there to explain certain phenomena. All right, so there's all the examples I've gone into everywhere. The Mayans, the freaking Indians, all of them, Islam, all of them. They were all flat. Okay, excuse me. So let's go down to some of the comments. And I want to make an example out of a couple of idiots. I'm not going to... I'll try and hide. Oops! I'll try and hide my comments because my language is very, very, very harsh. There he is. Can you see that, Marshall Stanton? Are you seeing that?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay. Sorry, I thought I'd lost you. You're very quiet. What's going on, guys? You guys know how to mute, don't you?
Santos, we know you've got something to say, but can I just say you're showing the Hangout link?
On what?
I think you're showing the Hangout link. You need to go to application and share, because otherwise trolls can come in.
Oh, application.
Just carry on. Let's just carry on. We'll just have to deal with it if they do. Carry on, please, because I don't want to stop you, because we were listening to you because you've got something to say. So please carry on, Santos. We'll just go for it.
Okay. Anyway, so I posted. You can't see me at all. My screen.
We see your whole screen, but that's the point. You're sharing your whole screen, and that's including your Hangout share. And that's the point of not sharing that particular link.
Okay, look, I'll fix that. I'll fix it. It's better to fix it, I think. All right. So, which button do I press to share screen?
Application.
Just share. the first share screen, and then you check the application tab, and there you get all the applications you can share. But first you have to unplug your Facebook tab into a new window so that you can actually share directly your Facebook.
Just get the page up you want to show it on, Santos, and then press application share.
That's what I did. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Oh, I need some technical people here. I just don't understand. They're changing their applications and the nature of them so quickly. Every day they're upgrading things, and I just can't keep up. Anyway, here is Cox here. This is his quote. There is absolutely no basis at all for thinking the world is flat. Nobody in human history, as far as I know, well, what a dunce, has thought the earth was flat. Professor, see the fess in there, the fess cesspool, Brian Cox. Yeah, so that's why I wrote, get your hand off your Cox, pretty boy shield. If you read books, you'll know that this globetardery only started, a few years ago, whereas people were stationary and flat forever before that, and that is forever. Okay, so you can see these little pictures here. Can you see the Yggdrasil tree inside of the Taurus field?
All of them.
Huh?
All of these? Okay, well, here's Brian Stanton, Mr. Genius. Notice the trees and serpents in those pictures. I know for a fact, Santos knows, trees and serpents are metaphors and not literal. Unless he's going to reverse his position and claim the flat earth rests on a giant tree with a literal snake wrapped around it. So yeah, no reason to think the discs in those pictures are meant to be accurate either. Well, you dumb piece of shit, Marshall Stanton. Here's my reply. Of course they are not literal, dumb beep. I'm glad you've been watching my presentations, but you have not paid attention due to your excessive bad habits. Another empty-headed, useless eater like Cullen Smith, the cuck of pseudoscience. I don't have to change my position. I have explained many times, if only you were listening. The snake is in reference to the magnetic energy surrounding all Taurus fields. And the tree is the hyperboloid tree, Tauri tree of the Taurus donut. The solar system is in the shape of a Taurus and does have these forms, which are not animals, but are associated with animals. Anyway, I'll leave it at that because my language is pretty colourful there. I love that language, especially when it's dealing with faceless shills, cowards and idiots like Marshall Stanton. And then we have Paul Bell. Please check out Paul Bell on Facebook. He says he should have stuck to making music, as back in the day, in the group he was in, they actually released good dance music. But as a scientist, he is an outright liar and pathetic excuse for a human being to promote the New World Order agenda. First of all, I've never played dance music. I don't know whose music you've been listening to. Perhaps it was the Village People. Yeah, Paul Bell and the Village People. I think that's the dance music you're talking about, because I play instrumental music, flamenco music, classical, baroque, and I've never done dance music in my life. So there you go. Thank you, Paul Bell, for giving me a genre that I never had before. Appreciate that. Now, just getting back to these animals, because we often get dunces who don't know how to read mythologies, of course, and they hear about the flat earth being supported by a tortoise, being supported by elephants. And, you know, as they believe in Santa Claus coming down the chimney, they obviously think that these animals are actually physical animals, you know. Well, the fact is the tortoise that is holding the cosmos is the Taurus tortoise. It's not an animal. It is in the shape of an animal, because all animals are Tauruses. Hence, when the ancient cosmologies talk about animals, 4 elephants standing on top of the tortoise, etc., these are the 4 posts or the 4 foundations of the Taurus fields. The 4 cardinal direction, the 4 winds, the 4 angels who are holding, who have the power to hold the form of the cosmos with their electromagnetic energy. The animal's electromagnetic. Our ancients were not stupid as we are. They used the appropriate animals as symbols, you know. Aries in astrology, it doesn't mean you're going to look for a little sheep, blah, 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 on the ecliptic. There's no animals up on the ecliptic. You know, astronomers that point to Taurus. You're not looking for a cow mooing. These are symbols. And those animals epitomize the energy of those spaces. Aries is not a lamb, you know, in the pastures on the ecliptic. It is the fire energy symbolized by that particular animal, which describes and explains the energy of the ecliptic along the first 30 degrees of any sine wave that has ever been produced in the history of electromagnetism. So these ancients were far smarter than we were, embedding their cosmologies with the appropriate symbols. Whereas today we've lost all that because we think they were stupid, whereas they were far, far more wise than we are. All right, guys, I mean, that's enough of my anger, because I woke up like this, seeing these comments on my Facebook page, and I had to address that very, very quickly, because I just can't stand stupid. I really cannot stand stupid. You know, the flat earth movement has come at the right time to separate the sheep from the goats, the intelligent from the stupid. I've always longed to, when I first discovered the real deep truths that I've uncovered in the last 10 years, since I've been fully awakened to what's going on, I've always prayed that something would come to sort out the half-truthers out there who are standing on their soapboxes peddling bullshit, pseudoscience. And I thought to myself, what could it be? But something will come to sort them out. And thank God, the truth of flat earth movement has come, because as far as I see, all the stupid idiots that I've disrespected in the first place that were hanging around syncretism, they've all jumped off the syncretism ship into the shark-infested waters of pseudoscience and gone and shown their stupidity by supporting their globe-tartery and their upside-downness. And I thank God, because I am now only surrounded by intelligent people who have use of their own minds. So there's the angry bits. I suppose you can cut those out. Let's go to the eclipse, eh?
Thanks for sharing that with us, Santos. I know it gets very frustrating sometimes. We totally understand, especially when you've dedicated your life. And I've said this before, people do not understand that you're an activist. You actually go and stand outside places. People are questioning you in the streets, and you're standing up for people's rights. And half these people haven't got a clue.
No clue, clueless. But these guys, anyway, I'm making, it's kind of redundant what I'm doing, because everyone on my Facebook page knows that they must be shills, because you can't be a human being and be that stupid. So, you know, you can excuse all that bad language, because it's really written to no one. So the intelligent people are getting a lot of... It's
not like you, Santos. You're a gentleman all the time. I've never known you other than a gentleman. So you must have been flipping angry.
Oh, yeah, I'm a gentleman who can absolutely tear to shred the stupid ones.
I think most people know you as a gentleman. So, yeah.
Well, I can be a gentleman. I can be nasty too. So, you know, I'm not. What you see is what you get with me. I don't have to be sweet and smiling and kind and nice to protect my income and my donations and my support and my reputation. I don't give a shit about that. All I do is put first the truth. That's all I'm interested in. I've got no time for materialistic pursuits and trying to prop up my ego time and time again. I'm always there propping up truth. Not me, truth. People get it confused because they're so wrapped up in their egos that they think that I'm like them. I'm not interested in this plane. I'm getting out of here. There is nothing here on this plane. There's no billions of dollars of money. There are no buildings. There are no mountains. There are no rivers. There are no beautiful women. There is nothing here for me. Nothing. I'm here just to serve people with truth and then get the fuck out of here as quick as I can and go back to source where I know I will go. These people don't even know where they're going. They're clueless.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is my my post, which I will read, I guess, and then I'll provide some other links so people can go and do some research to understand exactly how eclipses work, time and time again. And the elite, the controlling elite, who have confiscated all of the science which is able to predict eclipses on a flat Earth plane, and hoarded it and hidden it so that we will not notice how eclipses work, have done this deliberately to dumb people down. So I'm going to expose this. It's easy to do. It's very easy. I'm no, I'm not trying to be Mr. Smart here, Mr. Genius. I'm just trying to show people how easy it is to discover the truth. It's very, very easy. The liars are lying through their teeth. And so what they set up is these upside down dunces who point to us and say, oh, yeah, you can't explain how flights work in the Southern Hemisphere. You can't explain how star trails work in the Southern Hemisphere. You can't explain this other thing. So they've got 3 or 4 things that they stumble on. Therefore, they shut the door to penetrating the truth about the cosmology we live in. Therefore, doing themselves the greatest injustice they possibly could. Because if they thought about it, their globetrottery has 1 billion holes in it, and not even one thing that they believe that they are explaining to prove they live on a globe stands up. It's got millions of holes, and yet they point to this one thing that they can't understand and think that we can't explain because other flat earthers have not explained them properly due to we've only had 3 or 4 years at this, whereas the controllers have had hundreds of years to build up a false edifice of demonic pseudoscience, backed up with more lies, backed up with more lies, and backed up with more CGI phony images of the cosmos. And people go after that bullshit. So it's time to be aggressive and destroy the retardedness on this plane, guys. I know you guys are much more sweet and humble and kind than I am, but we have to be aggressive against the stupidity and not tolerate it. Just like the scriptures say, Krishna, when demonic activity abounds on the plane of the earth, he will come and he will absolutely demolish all demons. And these people are demon worshippers. Probably some people listening in right now might think, that's a bit harsh, that's a bit out there. Where do you get that from? Well, it is, because all pseudoscience has its root in demons, and demons care not for truth. Their purpose, and it is their appointed purpose, to vanquish truth the moment it blossoms and buds anywhere on the plane, as at the moment they are aware of this. Okay, now when you study deeply, you learn these things. Many great occultists and scientists of esoteric wisdom have pointed this out, that seated at Rome is the most evil priesthood that ever existed. Those cardinals of Rome, the apostolic senate of the Babylonian Empire. And they've stated time and again that their purpose They work in unison with invisible demonic forces, the Vatican this is, to destroy truth the moment it germinates, wherever it may germinate. And believe you me, they have all their little foot soldiers and their institutions. All of these organizations around the globe have been infiltrated by the Jesuits, and the order is to report to them the moment anyone starts suggesting anything that varies from the mainstream academic point of view. And why is this? Why is this witch hunt going on? The Inquisition is still continuing, and witches are being burnt for teaching the truth about, you know, herbal remedies and the vegetarian lifestyle and the philosophical lifestyle that we should be living rather than the materialistic lifestyle. Why is it that they have gone after, they conquered the Americas and destroyed all their flat earth cosmologies, the Aborigines here in Australia, all flat earthers, stationary flat earthers. China was flat until the 18th century. Then the Opium Wars by the Jesuits and the Rothschilds destroyed the stability of that nation, and they went in and infiltrated and changed all the cosmologies to suit their globe, the globalists. And then Japan, for hundreds of years, they were penetrating Nagasaki to make their institutions on Kyushu in the southern island of Japan so that they could then take the mainland. And the samurai were beheading all the Jesuits because they knew what they were up to, pretending to be scientists, pretending to be helpers, friends, commercial traders, etc. And so these people are unaware of the recent history and what has been done to us to remove us from our stationary existence on this plane and put us on a globe so that they could have their global currency and global economy and global religion and global governance and global warming and global, all those crocks of shit.
Take your freedom away.
Yeah, they have. They've put people on a prison globe, upside down spinning idiots. They're all useless idiots. That's what they are. Humans are useless idiots. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm sorry to be angry. Look, when I wake up like this, that's the whole day gone.
Santos, we love you. Carry on.
Okay, so I'll just read this. You can see it? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep, we see it.
Thank you. Okay. Stationary Earth, flat Earth explanation. I always put stationary before flat, guys. Please do the same, all right? Because we have umpteen experiments proving that the Earth does not move, which I will show you here. Toward the end, I'm going to show you this 3-minute video, which we've already done on this show, but I'm going to do it properly this time, okay? We're going to watch this 3-minute video with English subtitles, listening to Pierluigi Ghina in 2001, explaining how you can prove the Earth does not move. This is science, okay? So stationary goes first, even though you can prove that the Earth is flat easily, very, very easily. People still can be more influenced if they see all the umpteen hundreds of scientific experiments since the days of James Bradley in 1729, when he did the telescope experiment 150 years before George Airy, and he proved that the Earth was stationary in 1729. Okay, so all right, I won't deviate anymore. I'm just going to read. Stationary Earth explanation for the backwards movement of the eclipse shadow on the 21st of August. The upcoming solar eclipse of 21st August has bamboozled the cult of Santa Ball. That's my expression, guys. That's mine. I'll be famous for that one, please. Those who subscribe to the Copernican hypothesis/theory. Why? It should be straightforward to explain, shouldn't it? They are the ones who have told us that their model is correct, scientific, and official, conventional, accepted, etc. Well, it is straightforward to explain, but they can't explain it.